Good morning, students. Today we will revise chapter 3, that is human reproduction. So let's see what are the important points regarding this chapter. Humans are sexually reproducing and viviparous, and the reproductive events in human includes formation of gametes, that is gametogenesis, insemination, fertilization, which is followed by implantation, embryonic development and delivery of the baby. The reproductive system consists of three types of organ. Primary sex organ, which produces the gametes, namely testes and ovaries. Then secondary sex organ, that includes the duct to convey the gametes to appropriate site for fertilization and glands to provide useful secretion, and then accessory or external sex characters which distinguishes the two sexes in appearance. Now, male reproductive system consists of primary sex organ, that is a pair of testes suspended in scrotum, then secondary sex organ, that is a pair of duct, each differentiated into ready testis, vas efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, and associated glands. So there are three pairs of associated glands. They are a pair of seminal vesicle, a prostate gland, and a pair of corpus gland, and the secretion of these glands mix with sperm to form semen. Now, the female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovary, a pair of fallopian tube, then a uterus, cervix, and vagina, where a pair of ovaries are the primary sex organ with external genitalia and mammary glands. Now, gametogenesis is the process of gamete formation in the gonads. The two processes of gametogenesis are spermatogenesis, that is formation of sperm in males, and oogenesis, that is formation of ovum in females. Now, spermatogenesis occurs in seminiferous tubule of testis only at puberty. And a seminiferous tubule is made up of layer of male germ cell and large Sertoli cells. Now, the male germ cell undergo spermatogenesis to produce spermatocytes, spermatids, and sperm. The region outside the seminiferous tubules called interstitial spaces have connective tissues which includes blood vessels and Leydig cells. Now, this Leydig cell synthesizes and secretes the male sex hormone called androgen. Now, the process of formation of spermatozoa from diploid spermatogonia is called spermatogenesis. So, the male germ cell of seminiferous tubule multiply mitotically to increase in number. Spermatogonia grow and increase in size to form primary spermatocyte, and the primary spermatocytes undergo first meiotic division and produce two haploid secondary spermatocytes. Now, each secondary spermatocytes undergo the second meiotic division and produces four equal haploid spermatids. The spermatids are finally transformed into spermatozoa by the process of spermiogenesis. After spermiogenesis, sperm heads become embedded in the Sertoli cell and are finally released from the seminiferous tubule by the process called spermiation. Now, a sperm is a flagellated motile cell which has head, neck, middle piece, and a tail. Now, ovary consists of connective tissues, the stroma containing ovarian or Graafian follicle, each enclosing an ovum. And oogenesis begins before birth in the female fetus but is completed only at puberty. Here, a primary oocyte divides by meiosis I into a secondary oocyte and a polar body. Now, the secondary oocyte divides by meiosis II into an ootid and a second polar body. The ootid develops into an ovum and then the polar body degenerates. Now, this is the brief description of the menstrual cycle. Okay, so menstrual cycle involves cyclic changes in the female's reproductive tract culminating in menstruation. That is, flow of cast of uterine lining along with blood and tissue fluid through the vagina. So it is repeated at an average interval of about 28 to 29 days, and it has 4 phases. So these are menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulatory phase, and luteal phase. So menstrual phase, the menstrual flow results due to breakdown of endometrial lining of uterus and its blood vessels that are discharged through vagina. It occurs only if released ovum is not fertilized. Then the follicular phase. Here the primary follicle in the ovary grow and become a fully mature Graafian follicle, and the endometrium of the uterus is regenerated due to the secretion of LH and FSH from anterior pituitary and ovarian hormone, that is estrogen. Now, ovulatory phase, LH and FSH secretion from anterior pituitary attain a peak level, and concentration of estrogen in blood is also high, and then ovulation occurs. Then luteal phase, corpus luteum develop and starts secreting progesterone, endometrium thickens and uterine glands also develop. Now, if ovum is not fertilized, the corpus luteum undergoes degeneration, and this causes disintegration of the endometrium leading to menstruation. And during this phase, that is luteal phase, estrogen and progesterone level are high. Now, during pregnancy, all events of menstrual cycle stops and there is no menstruation. The menstrual cycle permanently stops in female at the age of around 50 years, which is called menopause. Now, this is the hormonal control regarding the spermatogenesis and oogenesis. So, first we will see the spermatogenesis. So, here we see the interaction between the testis and the anterior pituitary. Now, hypothalamus secretes GnRH and it stimulates anterior pituitary to produce 2 gonadotropins, that is LH and FSH, that is luteinizing hormone and follicular stimulating hormone. Okay. Now, LH stimulates the Leydig cells to secrete androgen, which is essential for spermatogenesis, and FSH stimulates the Sertoli cell to facilitate sperm development or spermiogenesis. Okay. So, rising level of testosterone suppresses the release of GnRH from hypothalamus. Okay. So, GnRH is gonadotropin releasing hormone and it is a hypothalamic hormone, okay, which stimulates anterior pituitary to produce 2 gonadotropin. So, LH and FSH are the 2 gonadotropin. Okay. Now, under the control of FSH and testosterone, Sertoli cell secretes an androgen binding protein that concentrates testosterone in seminiferous tubules. Now, next is hormonal control of oogenesis. Now, in this various hormones play an important role. Hypothalamus also releases gonadotropin releasing hormone which stimulates anterior pituitary to release its hormone, that is LH and FSH. FSH acts on developing ovarian follicle in the ovary and stimulates the maturation of primary, secondary and Graafian follicle, and the follicle produces the hormone estrogen. Now, LH acts on corpus luteum which secretes both estrogen and progesterone. Now, next let's take up some of the questions. Now, here question number 1. Graafian follicle contains, let's see the option. Options are oogonial cell, corpus luteum, theca externa and theca interna and corpus albicans. So, what we have studied that Graafian follicle contains theca externa and theca interna. Why? So, Graafian follicle is a mature follicle which is present in the ovary and it consists of an outermost layer called theca externa and inner theca interna. So the answer is C. Graafian follicle contains theca externa and theca interna. Now next, cryptorchidism is a condition in which testis does not descend into scrotal sac, sperm is not found, male hormones are not reactive, and ovaries are removed. So we have studied in male reproductive system that if testis fails to descend into scrotal sac, it is called cryptorchidism and it is a common birth defect regarding the male genitalia. So here the answer is A. Cryptorchidism is a condition in which testis does not descend into scrotal sac. Next, mammary glands are modified. So it is very easy. Option are sweat gland, sebaceous gland, lacrimal gland and endocrine gland. So mammary glands are modified sweat glands which lie over the pectoral muscle. Now next, where do sperm gets matured? Now this is also very easy. You have studied the various functions of the duct system. In seminal vesicle, seminiferous tubule, in epididymis or in vasa efferentia. So sperm achieve maturity and motility in epididymis. Okay, so here the answer is C. Where do sperm gets matured? That is in epididymis. Now next, read the following statement about the given diagram carefully and state which of them are correct. Now see which of them are correct. First, read the diagram, what it says. Now see, in the given figure, part A is vas deferens that carries sperm. Part B is corpus gland that secretes fluid which help in lubrication of the penis during copulation. Part C is epididymis that stores sperm, and part D is testis that produces sperm and testosterone. So let's see the option. A carries urine and C stores sperm. So A carries urine. No, it is vas deferens. So A is vas deferens which carries sperm. So this is incorrect. Then B secretes a fluid that's help in lubrication of penis. So B is corpus gland that secretes fluid which helps in lubrication of penis. This is correct. Then D produces testosterone but not sperm. So D is testis which produces sperm and testosterone. So this is incorrect, and C stores sperm. So this is correct. So the correct option is C, which contains both the correct statement, that is 2 and 4. Okay, so your correct option will be C. Next, fill up the blanks in the following paragraph by selecting the correct option. Okay, so here you have to fill up with the correct option. Okay, so let's see. Dash are the primary female sex organ that produces this. So what will be the answer here? What are the primary sex organs? So ovaries are the primary sex organ. So let's see which are the options containing ovaries. So options containing ovaries are B and C. Let's proceed. Each primary sex organ is about, so here you have to write down the length, is about 2 to 4 centimeter and is connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by there. We have studied broad ligament, then suspensory ligament. Okay, so here the answer will be only ligaments is written. So what are the answers? Let's see. Number 1, ovaries are the primary female sex organ that produces ovum and hormones. Each primary sex organ is about 2 to 4 centimeter in length and is connected to the pelvic wall and uterus by ligaments. So the correct option is C. Next, for human female, which of the following is incorrect? Menstrual cycle takes 28 days on an average. Then menopause occurs at 45 to 55 years of age. Then egg released during pregnancy die, and menstruation takes 4 days on an average. So first option is correct. Second, menopause occurs at 45 to 50 years, 55 years of age, correct. Then D is also correct. It takes 4 days on an average. Let's look at C. The egg released during pregnancy die. Egg is not released during pregnancy. Why? During pregnancy, high level of progesterone inhibits FSH and LH secretion. So in absence of hormone, there is no chance of ovulation. Okay, so for this your answer will be C, that is which of the following is incorrect. So incorrect statement is egg released during pregnancy die. Next, the given table shows differences between spermatogenesis and spermiogenesis. Select the correct option. We have already studied what is spermatogenesis and spermiogenesis. Now let's see. Process of formation of spermatozoa. Okay. Spermiogenesis, differentiation of spermatozoon from a spermatid. Okay. Then B, changes a haploid structure into another haploid structure, and then it involves conversion of a diploid structure into haploid structure. C is growth and division occurs. Okay. Division and growth are absent. Okay, and here a spermatogonium forms 4 spermatozoa, and here a spermatid forms a single spermatozoon. So if you have studied and if you know the difference between spermatogenesis and spermiogenesis, you will find that the option B is incorrect. Why? Because in spermatogenesis, it involves conversion of diploid structure into haploid structure, and spermiogenesis changes a haploid structure into another haploid structure. So for this the answer will be B, that is it is the incorrect one. So that's all for today, and rest of the part we will cover in the next class. So for the time being, please revise the chapter. So that's all for today. All the best for your coming test. Thank you.